welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. So we have another fun video again this week. It's been so exciting lately. First of all, thank you all so much for all of your suggestions on last week's video. Last week I had a big question and I asked you guys for advice, and you guys are amazing. Like always, I knew that you would have ideas that I hadn't thought about. You guys just are so good at thinking outside the box. So I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all your suggestions. I can't implement everything right away, but I'm going to be implementing several things right away and then maybe some things in the future. So at the end of the video, I'm going to discuss all the changes I've already made based on your recommendations. So if you want to see that, make sure you stick around till the end of the video. I also want to give you a quick heads up that this is a budgeting video. We are going to close out my budget for the 3rd week of March, set up my budget for the 4th week of March, do the cash envelope stuffing, but I'm also going to share a little bit with you about one of my favorite products. So this is a sponsored video. Yay! You guys know I do multiple streams of income, and getting to make sponsored content is so exciting for me. It's like a next big step in this whole journey. So I appreciate you being patient with me and allowing me to share some of my favorite products with you. I promise you, I will only share products with you that I genuinely love. So that's gonna be coming later in the video, but I want to give you a heads up that you're going to be seeing that later in the video. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, let's start with where we spent our money this week, starting with debt. We had one debt payment to loan number 2. Then we had several bills that came out. First, we have the 2 that we always set money aside for each week. We had garbage. We set aside $5 for our garbage bill. And Alliant Energy, which is the gas for our house, we set aside $10 for that. We also had our City of Ames bill come out this week, and it was quite different from what I budgeted, so we'll talk about that when we get to the worksheet. And it was the same for Alliant Energy. So I always put $10 aside every week from my paycheck for Alliant Energy, but in these winter months, it's going to be more than $40 a month. So we cover the rest with David's paycheck, and it was $68, but we were also off budget there, so we'll talk about that when we get to the worksheet. Okay, moving on to food. So we spent $95 at Sam's Club, which is really good for us. If you look at the previous weeks, we always spend a little over $100. And then we spent $91 at Fairway. Next is gas. We put $20 of gas in the tank this week. We did not do any miscellaneous, and for spending we only did $10 for Logan. Okay, that was it for what we spent our money on this week. Let's take a look at the worksheets. Okay friends, I just want to take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, teddyblake. So I've been working with teddyblake since December. In December they gave me this gorgeous bag. I actually got to pick it out, and it is the Kate bag in the Croco finish. The color is camel brown and the size is the 12. And I thought that for today's video, it would be really fun to give you an update on like just how it's wearing, for like the wear and tear kind of update. And also right now they are having a 70% off sale on their shop. Now, if you missed the sale, if you see this too late, because the sale ends on April 2nd. So if you missed the sale, you could always use my discount code, which is TBJenniferB30. And that discount code will save you $30 on your purchase. Let me tell you a little bit more about teddyblake. They are an affordable luxury brand. I love that about them. So you can get these beautiful handcrafted Italian leather pieces that are going to last you such a long time at an affordable price. I really consider things like this an investment piece, something that I'm only going to purchase once or twice and then use for a long time. So I love that about teddyblake. I always like when I'm going to make a big purchase for it to be really an investment. So let's take a closer look at all the details of the purse and how they're holding up. So first we have these little straps in the front. They pop open. There's two in the front and there's two in the back, and they pop open to make the bag wider. So the opening of the bag. So if you want the opening of the bag to be wider, you can open up those straps and you can see that they are wider. So I just want to show you on here like that there has been actually, like, it looks brand new, like no wear or tear at all on there. Let's also look at the handle. So the handle looks brand new. There's like absolutely no like staining from the lotion on my hands, no wearing of the leather. It's just perfect. Can you see how perfect this bag looks? So let's take a look at the bottom. So several of their bags have like feet on the bottom. This particular design doesn't have feet on the bottom. So let's just take a closer look. You can see that I set this bag down all the time, and as you can see, it looks brand new. So I will put a link to their website in the description box below. I'll be sure to also include the discount code. So if you missed the sale, you could always use that discount code to save $30 off of your order. But as you can see, they have a variety of designs and colors to choose from. teddyblake, I feel like even though they have so many bags to choose from, they're just very classic and clean and beautiful looking. I think it'll go with so many different outfits and fit all lifestyles. Okay friends, so something happened to my footage, my film footage, and it was all blurry. I've cleaned the lens really well, so hopefully hopefully this comes out. So I've already written everything in because I already filmed this once. So let's just go over the numbers. First of all, okay friends, so I actually had a little technical problem with my camera. All the film footage from this point forward in the video was all blurry, so I'm re-recording it. So I've already filled in the numbers. Normally I fill in the numbers with you, they're already filled in, but let's just go over the numbers really quickly. So first of all, Ames came out, we budgeted $291. It was actually only $249. I got a letter from Ames saying they were going to up my amount, that the amount that I was paying each month was too low, so they were going to up it to $291. But then this month they actually charged me less than I was originally paying, because we were originally paying $274 a month, and this is only $249. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next month. With Alliant Energy, we budgeted $34. We ended up spending $68. So I'm hoping these two will cancel each other out. We have a couple more bills that need to come out yet this month, and then we will close this out next week. Okay, moving on to week number 3. Okay, so for week number 3, we started with a negative balance. We had -12 to start with. I made $400, which is less than I'd like to make. I'd like to make $528 per week. So that left us with $388 to work with. The first thing we did was we skipped sinking funds and we went straight to our fixed expenses. We spent $142 on loan number 2, $5 in cash to garbage, and $10 in cash to Alliant Energy. Altogether, that was $157, so $388 minus $157 was $231. Coming down to food, this is probably the best food week we've had all year. We were actually below budget. We only spent $186 on food this month, on food this week. We spent $20 on gas and $10 on spending. So altogether we spent $216, which means that we ended with a positive 15 this week. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that over to next week because it'll be great to have a little bit of extra money to work with. So looking at week number 4. So first we rolled over that $15, and then we did and then I was paid $400 again this week, which is again a low week for us, so we're not going to be able to do sinking funds. So altogether we had $415 to work with. So again, this was a low week, so we're skipping sinking funds and we're going straight to fixed expenses. Loan number 2 comes out automatically, so we have to pay that no matter what, above everything else. So then we're going to set aside $5 for garbage, $10 for Alliant Energy. So altogether, we're going to have $157 going towards bills, which will leave us with $258 to work with for our variable expenses. We're going to set aside $200 of that for food, $20 for gas. These two numbers just work well for us. Anytime I try to make changes here, it just doesn't work out. So I try to keep these consistent. I'm going to give Logan his 10, but I'm not going to do my spending and I'm not going to do David's spending again because, again, we are low. So that left us with $28, and I put all of that towards miscellaneous. We'll see how the week goes. I actually don't have anything in my mind that I need to go pick up, so we might not even spend that this week. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the cash envelopes. Okay, friends, so we are stuffing $73 this week. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. And I know we're not stuffing a whole lot this week, but I think it's important to do this each week and still see that it all adds up. Every little bit helps. So starting with bills, garbage is going to get $5. We are trying to save up $60 to pay our garbage bill. We now have $10 saved towards that goal. For Alliant, we are trying to save up $40, and we currently have $10. Today we're going to add another $10, so we have a total of $20 saved up for that bill. Okay, that's it for bills. Moving on to cash envelopes. So we're skipping my spending money this week. So Logan is going to get 10. We are skipping David this week. Gas will get 20. And for miscellaneous, we're going to do 28. So if I did this right, this should equal 28. 25, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay, so that is it for cash envelopes. I hope that you stick around to hear about all the new stuff that's going on with the business. But if this is where you're logging off, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, so let's talk about some of your suggestions for changes for the Etsy shop. First of all, biggest change that I've made since I came to you last is that Jacob is now working for me. Just very small part-time. He's gonna be helping me out for a couple hours a day, 5 days a week. So that's really gonna add up and help me. And right now, he's only cutting stickers for me. That's all he's doing, so that I can get orders filled more quickly. And I wanna shrink that 2-week turnaround time. I wanna shrink that down to a 1-week turnaround time, maybe even smaller. But my ultimate goal to start with is 1 week. So you place an order and within a week, I get it out to you. That's the goal. And then, so that's the very first thing that I've done, and probably the biggest thing. Okay, another change I have made right away. I had so many people asking me to bring back Buy Me a Coffee. And you guys, I don't know why. I can't explain why. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do Buy Me a Coffee. But I was thinking about Patreon. And Patreon, when you're a patron, you are a person supporting the arts. That's what patrons are. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna add a tier. So I currently have 3 tiers in my Patreon account. One is for, the first one is for the Budget Mom, Budget by Paycheck Workbook, a 1 monthly packet. And then the second one is for 2 packets, and the third one is for 3 packets. So nobody or hardly anybody ever gets the second tier. I have a lot of the first tier, then I have a few in the third tier. So I thought, why don't I get rid of the second tier and change the structure a little bit. So instead of doing Buy Me a Coffee, I now have a tier that's before the first tier. So now my first tier of Patreon is $5 a month, and it's called Give Me a Hug. And it's just to say, like, you're here, you're supporting me. And while $5 a month might not seem like a lot, if several people sign up, it could be very helpful. Like 10 people sign up, that's $50 a month that we didn't have to work with before, that now we'll have to work with. So it is a monthly subscription kind of thing. And when you sign up, you can cancel anytime. Like I have some people who sign up for the sticker program, the monthly sticker program that I do on there, and they order the first one and then just cancel, and they don't, because they don't want any more, they just want the first one. So that happens all the time. So you can sign up and just have it come out of your bank account every month until you don't want to do that anymore, and then you can stop shop it at any time. And as a thank you to my patrons, I will be recognizing them at the end of my videos. You know, the closing credits that I have, they will now be a part of the closing credits. So they will come before everything else. So that's my negotiation for Buy Me a Coffee. I don't feel comfortable doing Buy Me a Coffee, but I feel comfortable doing Patreon. So that might seem a little strange to you that I'm not okay with one, but I'm okay with the other. I just am, and I can't explain why. Okay, so those are the two changes that I've made right away. Some of the other suggestions that I really loved that I might be doing soon, I might do in the future, are going down to 2 patterns available each month instead of 3, introducing 2 new patterns to the shop, bringing back old patterns, old popular patterns, reducing the number of sticker kits I make for planners that aren't selling. So that will require me to take a really close look at what's selling and what's not selling. Closing down the shop until I got caught up. I would really liked that idea, but now that Jacob's on board, I don't need to do that at this time. But in the future, I think if I ever get behind again, I might do that. Close down the shop, get all caught up, and then also get ahead so I'm ready to ship shop, which is what I'm working on with Jacob, is getting stickers done ahead of time so that when you place an order, I already have the product on hand and all I have to do is fill your order. And there were many, many more suggestions, but those were just a few of my favorites that popped out at me at this time. I really want to try to make this work. I don't want to have to take on a part-time job or another full-time job. So I'm going to do everything I can to make this work right now. So that's where we are right now. Next week, we'll come back to the traditional question and answer section of the video. So if you do have any questions for me, you can put it down in the comment section below. Please write question at the beginning of your statement. That way, when I go back to look at the video next week, I know that you have a question you'd like me to answer in the video. Thanks for watching, friends. I will see you again next time. Bye, everyone.